let's get these logistics happening right now, ASAP. I don't know what happened, but I'm not able to, for some reason, put a freaking title on here. So I'm gonna have to... Right. Let's do this again. Technical difficulties. Okay. Just check in. Where are you? Tuning in from. Where have you landed? How was your April? Okay, lovely jubbly. Right. And we're officially live. Welcome, hello. I'm gonna give a few minutes to see if anybody wants to join in. I thought, following on from last month, no, actually it was earlier. Yeah, it was last month. It was mid-April where I decided to impromptu come live on my personal account, and I thought, you know what? Yeah. Why not just come live here? Because obviously I have most of you here anyway, and I just want to see what that is looking like when I do come over here. The last time I was live on here, it was beautiful. It wasn't planned, it was impromptu, but so many people came through, and I really loved the energy in the room. And so again, this one again wasn't planned. Like, it was planned, but it wasn't. I've been very lax lately, and there's a reason for that. So tying into April's theme, which was very much about cultivating momentum, exploring how to maintain consistency and flow as the energy of spring builds, whilst also avoiding burnout. And interestingly, I started off April with a bang. I was very much like, yes, in this spring energy, towards late March, as you know, the shift was more grandiose, more noticeable. The sun was shining, the warmer weather was really making its way forward, the blossoms were blooming, the colours were starting to pop out and everywhere, and everyone was just like buzzing, you know, everyone was just buzzing off one another. I just loved it, and I felt like, yeah, okay, April, and don't get me wrong, April was a fantastic month, but it was very interesting. For me personally, I started off with the intention, of course, attuning to the monthly theme. And so for me, cultivating momentum is really asking ourselves, like, how are we going to maintain that energy flow? Like, the shift in energy has taken place, spring is officially here, we are feeling revitalized, hopefully, after taking stock and resting and recovering throughout winter, and the new energy of just, you know, the change in weather and the new opportunities that arise around this time of year. And I was really wanting to harness all of that energy and birth anew out of that. And I feel like I did, but maybe not in the way most people would logically think about how to cultivate momentum. I feel like a lot of people think we need to have energy before we can take action, whereas I have started to really understand over the years that cultivating momentum often requires taking action first. The action you take, entirely up to you. There is no right or wrong type of action in order to cultivate momentum, but some level of movement is necessary to get the gears moving, to get the motors running, you know? And sometimes that action is being conscious enough and attuned and embodied enough to stop, to pause, to rest, to do nothing, to enter your lazy girl, lazy boy, lazy babies syndrome, okay? Just to be completely at peace with yourself where you are without feeling guilt or shame. So yeah, there was a lot of that for me throughout April, of just like literally lazing around, just lazing around, like literally lazing around, no filter. I just have to say it how it is. I had a few instances where I found myself bed rotting intermittently. Like I'd be like really high and then all of a sudden I'd be bed rotting, and that's okay. Like I actually found that allowing myself to be in those spaces more often than not throughout April, I was able to cultivate a new sense of momentum that allowed me to be really focused when it came to tasks at hand later down the line. Hey everyone, how you doing? Let me know where you're tuning in from and how April's landed for you. This is a safe space to share and really just encouraging people to show up for themselves no matter where they are at in their journey, and you know, I feel like sharing is caring at the end of the day, and when we share our stories, when we share our experiences, we recognize that we're truly not alone, even if we are independently going through whatever it is we may be going through. And it's sometimes nice to hear from other people because we get inspired by the way other people live their lives, and we can take and adapt, and you know, collective community is just a beautiful thing when we're all in it for the right reasons. Hello, it's Tisha. Hi, how are we doing, Tisha, on this beautiful Saturday? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. Berkshire sides, welcome, good to have you. And yeah, what April sustainable habits would you say that you were able to cultivate? Like, is there anything that you noticed throughout April that encouraged sustainability when it comes to cultivating momentum and maintaining flow and consistency whilst avoiding burnout? Were any of you able to do that in April? Do you feel like you were able to avoid burnout, or do you feel like you found yourself constantly, you know, in a push and pull motion trying to figure it out the whole way through? I do think that I found April quite challenging at some stages because I had a lot of breakthroughs. There was a lot of shifts. I did a lot of clearing, still releasing old timelines, and I actually had some closure in quite a few things actually that were weighing heavy on my mind that I needed to sort out, and I was creating my own internal blocks for achieving these things, but eventually with the help of my support systems I was able to move through it with ease, and it actually turned out to be so much nicer than I had ever anticipated. And then after that is when all the floodgates kind of opened, because it was after I had actually given myself or taken responsibility to officially close the doors on an old chapter. Then I had all this space to kind of release everything I was holding on to up until that point. Relinquishing shame around microdosing. Okay, interesting. Relinquishing shame around microdosing. All right, so that's a beautiful share. Do you want to expand on that a little bit more? I can understand because, yeah, you know, shame, microdosing. What are you microdosing? I'm gonna assume it's mushrooms, but I don't know. It can be anything. Has begun a nice shift. Welcome, Terry. I'm just gonna shout out to everybody that I see pulling through, because sometimes it's nice to just fully be recognized and be like, oh hey, yeah, I see you. Mushrooms, yeah. And how's your journey been with that? I have actually tried microdosing mushrooms, and yeah, I mean, my experience was very positive. I only did it for a short space of time. I had like microdose capsules, and I just did it for the amount I had, which I can't even remember at this point. And it was an interesting addition to my day-to-day, I have to say. I can't even tell, like, I feel like I was moving through something quite emotional, so it helped me to really remain attuned to my body whilst carrying myself as I was, whilst being able to hold the darkness but enjoy the light a little bit more, even if I was at times experiencing emotional turmoil. I don't know if that landed how I intended. But yeah, fun. Love that for you. I hope it serves you really well, and that you enjoy all the giggles that come along with it. Hey Jonathan, how are you doing? So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this already throughout this live, but I found myself in April needing to face the parts of myself that were feeling quite resistant to just letting go. Even when I said I was going to do something, even when I set an intention, even when I set a goal, like, just let go, it's fine. Like, you literally only have one life, and the whole purpose of us being here is to experience and enjoy. And if we're not allowing ourselves to embrace the entirety of the experience, then what is the point? For example, shifting and maneuvering accordingly. Like, it's okay to take 5 steps forward and then 2 steps back. It's okay to shift and edit your life as many times as you want. You can wake up today and say yes, and tomorrow say no, or in between. Like, you have that autonomy. I think it's important for us to realize that at the end of the day, we do have free will, and we should exercise that use of free will more than we give ourselves credit to. And simultaneously release the shame, release the guilt around all of these decisions. Love that way of explaining the medicine. Okay, I'm glad that it resonated for you. Yeah, I haven't had mushrooms in a very, very long time. I have found myself wanting to stay away a little bit because, I don't know, I have experienced that, I guess, you know, like certain setting, in certain environments, around certain people, I noticed that it started to trigger things that I don't really feel like. I'm quite the empath, so I'm already very sensitive to other people's energies, and find myself having to always clear energy and density that doesn't even belong to me. And if I'm not careful, I have a way of taking that as my own. And so when ingesting this type of plant medicine, if I'm not careful around the right people, I have found that my sensitivity to energies is obviously heightened, and I'm able to see people even more clearer than I could before, and it has been triggering. So, I mean, I'm no longer in that space anymore, but I'm giving you a reason as to why I haven't spent time with the mushroom medicine in a minute. You didn't ask, but here we are. Sharing is caring. I'm a sharer, because why the fuck not? Oh my gosh, yeah, it's crazy how it amps up your empath ability to sense and absorb what's around you, honestly. And the things that I was seeing, I just didn't need to see. Like, I already have the capacity to see without the medicine, so having it was just unnecessary. Like, it was unnecessarily strong. But I also admit that I do believe that I had to have that experience to kind of just shake up and wake up from some things that I may have been resisting a little bit, you know? So I guess I could say the medicine did what it had to do. Whether I liked it or not. So yeah, not being biased, I think I grasp the whole essence of how it can work, and it's not always in the way that we think, and being open and accepting of that. Yeah, April was a month of a lot of release. Fully releasing old places, things, people, and simultaneously grounding further, more deeply into this new sense of self that I'm becoming. It is May, officially, the most magical month of the year, if I do say so myself. Yes, it's my birth month, but that is not the reason why. Like, obviously I'm gonna say it's the best month, but I think it's fair to say that objectively everyone can collectively agree that May is a phenomenal month of the year, because it's that time of year. It's just that time of year where everything is vibrant and bright. We're moving from spring into summer. Everyone's energy is heightened and everyone is buzzing, and there's a lot of positivity and optimism for the future and hope, and just more space is embraced to enjoy each other's company. And I love that about May. And I feel like playing on the word of May, it's just like, may all your wishes come true. May is for miracles. May is for more magic, more money, okay? You know the vibe. We're calling it in. And if that resonates for you, take it, receive it. Yeah, we don't love the ads. We don't love the ads. Skip. Why is it not skipping? Okay. Yeah. And so I feel like I've been just jumping all over the place, but this live isn't supposed to be super structured. I've actually pulled some cards for the collective, which I haven't done in a while, and I feel like that is something I'm going to start introducing to these lives, because since closing those chapters, that wow, just start to feel like a wave of emotion, because April. Okay, let me take a pause real quick. I'll tell you one thing about me, guys. One thing about me is I have a tendency that after I've moved through the emotions, after I've processed and integrated things that I had to embrace and embody throughout my experiences, I have a tendency to move away from those things. And because I fully released it or allowed myself to sit in that space at the time, I find myself in a place of almost disconnection, as in, like, not even disconnection, that's not the word, detached. I find myself in a place of detachment. Like, even though I have embodied the awareness within, so I am connected to the story, I am connected to the process and the wisdom, I feel mentally disconnected. It doesn't carry such a weight when I talk about it. So I tend to, sometimes it may come across like I'm sugarcoating a situation, although I'm not. I'm just speaking on it from the perspective that I am sitting in right now, which is very different to what it was before, when I would be carrying the weight of the burden. And I say this because as I was reflecting on April being a huge month of release for me, where I hit many full circle moments, it gets me really emotional when I actually deep it, because when I put myself back into that space, I had to move through a lot of heavy density when it comes to grieving the old versions of myself, past people, places, things. Like, I didn't have any of my belongings for a whole year, and I recently was able to reconnect with all of that stuff after a year of not having access to all of my things. That's just one small thing that I experienced. And then, of course, that is tied to a whole other story in itself. And so, you know, it's just like, yeah. And the dates were very significant. The date that I received all my belongings back was the very date that, the date last year where I had started on a journey, which I remember and I shared online, that I'm embarking on another journey of unfolding in a destination unknown. And like a year later, being able to see that and actually be like, whoa, timeline shift, I'm literally in a whole new city, surrounded by a whole group of new people. Like, life just looks so different. It's insane. And I'm so grateful, because at the end of the day, I can only have myself to thank, because I got myself here. And let this serve as a reminder that no matter what you go through in life, you have carried yourself through up until this point, through all your darkest and hardest, most challenging days. So you deserve to give yourself love, a big juicy hug, and just see how far you have come. Like, really take time to acknowledge all that you have grown through. I don't think we do that enough. It's so easy to overlook all our daily struggles because there is always so much going on in the world, and not to say to become desensitized to these things. I think it's important for us to really step into our sacred seat of awareness and, you know, embrace the full spectrum of life. That's my little two-piece, my little 2 cents. Welcome everyone who's just joined. We're just doing a little April community check-in. Feel free to share where you're tuning in from and where you've landed in April, as we are landing into May. And yeah, I don't know, April was just a whirlwind, honestly. Sometimes you just have to take a minute and think, like, what the fuck did I actually go through? Loved it though, loved it. Some really beautiful moments I had. Right, I'm gonna take this moment to read out the cards that I have pulled for the collective. We shuffled, we received, and I haven't looked at them, so we're gonna get into them together. I wanted 2 cards, but Spirit was like, you're gonna get 3, so here we are. Here we are, Holy Trinity, heart, mind, body, you know the vibes, embodiment 101. Which one are we gonna go with first? Okay, so the whole idea here is what we said. For some reason you've inspired me to want to make a mood vision board today. Yes, we love to hear it, we love to see it. I'm glad that you were here to be inspired, because inspire to inspire, aspire to inspire, and inspiration cultivates more inspiration. And when I inspire people, people inspire me, and vice versa. And that is the creative energy that we are cultivating. Always, 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 always juicy. Love to hear it. If you create one, I'd love to see it. Definitely share it with me. That's really cool. And yes, we're gonna get into the cards. So my beloved cards, these are hold a special place in my heart. Let me tell you something, okay? I used to do readings very regularly for myself, and then because I was doing that, so it was like a ritual. I would do it monthly. I would spend time doing really long ass readings, and sometimes I would even find myself taking like 5 hours to get through a reading, only because the reading would hit so hard. Like, I would actually get so emotional, and I'd be like ecstatic, sometimes in tears, but all positive. And it would just hit so deeply that it would take me ages to move through, because I was reflecting and integrating and processing and writing down and like being like, oh my gosh, synchronicity is mad, like magic is crazy. And what time to be in the month of May, where I feel like everything is truly magical. The momentum is moving, okay, and receiving my cards back and being able to do a freaking reading for the first time. Are you kidding? Let's go online. Yes. Tomorrow read me. Okay, we gonna do it. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first card that we pulled, I just want to say, take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, discernment is yours always. The first card that we have received is Activated Earth. Take a moment to connect with the card. Tune into any thoughts, feelings, sensations that may arise for you. And if nothing arises for you, that's okay. Alright? So Activated Earth. We have power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. It would have been great if I actually had the card info ready. Okay, here we go. Ley lines are invisible pathways on the land along which energy travels. They can be sensed when we tune into them with our subtle senses. Also known as spirit paths, they've been compared to the meridian system of the body used in Chinese medicine, and they link sacred sites, stone circles, burial mounds, and places of worship worldwide. In Australian Aboriginal culture, songlines were the paths travelled by the creator beings as they made the land and sea during the dreaming. These paths were recorded in the traditional songs and dances of the people, allowing them to access information about the land's history and to travel safely across great distances. Many believe that as we visit such sacred points on Earth, something is activated within us. Some also believe that by connecting with the land with devotion at these sacred places, something is activated within the planet too. Essentially, this card wants to communicate with you. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers, or tend to the land you live on at present? To honor and acknowledge the known and unknown keepers or nature spirits of that land. As you connect with the earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to hold you. The fruits provide more nourishment and the guardians watch over you. Activated earth, okay? Trust where you are led. Trust where you are, okay? Acceptance is key. Acceptance is a gateway. When you're able to trust where you are at present, you are able to fully lean in and surrender to where you are being led. Tune into your moral compass. That's what I like to call the heart, okay? Because if we are fine-tuning and attuning to our frequency, to our own rhythm, we will be able to hear the call. It's usually what lights you up, okay? I just added Fern Gully to my list to watch to see if my daughter would like it. That card reminds me of the clip I saw just before I clicked your live. Love that synchronicity. Oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you. I'm just going to take a moment to allow this card to land. Like, look at how gorgeous the artwork is. And for me, I'm seeing a gateway. Oh my gosh, that is so synchronous with what I just said. Okay, so we're seeing a gateway. I'm seeing the magic, and this looks like a portal, okay? And the way I am receiving this based on what has already been shared is activated earth. There is a time and place for you to be activated now, should you be listening to the call, and trust that it is whatever it is for you, whatever that feels for you, however that lands for you. We are all unique, we are all different, we have our unique narratives and experiences, and this is inviting you to reconnect and deepen the relationship that you have with your own inner voice, to trust where you are being led right now, whatever that looks like, okay? Big, small, in between. There is no right or wrong. This is your journey. And just allow yourself to open up to the full experience. So there's a starseed activation that I'm going to read out, and you may repeat or whisper it to yourself. I honor and thank the keepers of the earth beneath me, known and unknown. Thank you for your nourishment and tender holding, because in truth we are all held by the earth, and the earth holds all of us, okay? New and old, near and far. What a beautiful first card. And it may not resonate for all of you, and that's okay. But this feels very attuned with the month of May. I know we're doing, that rhymes. I know we're doing an April community check-in where we've landed through April, but we are officially in May. It is the 3rd of May. And funnily enough, I asked for 2 cards and we got 3. So hey, hip hip hooray, we're celebrating, clearly. Moving on. Moving on. The next card. So I've got 2 more cards to read, just for anyone who's still here. Let's get this ready. Okay, so the next card we have is Rama. Where are you being called to journey to? Of course this card had to be next. We were just talking about the gateway. Landing, receiving, opening up to being held and carried through wherever we are. Where are you being called to journey to right now? What's coming up for you? The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage in which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or are already on one. It could be to a physical ancient place or metamorphic. Also, can I just say this is a completely different deck to the first card that I just pulled. Just to put that out there, okay? Okay. Cock it. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You're being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Follow what lights you up. Tune into your moral compass. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites again. How? How are we here again? Where is it that y'all need to be going? Because I want to know. I want to come with you. I'm trying to come. Or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, or drink from the ancient well. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. For me, I feel like this is connected to... I've got a trip coming up in July. I'm so excited. And I will be traveling to Morocco. And we will be going to... I don't know how to pronounce this, so if I butcher it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to say Essaouira or Essaouira. Wait, I don't know. Essaouira or Essaouira, I'm not sure. But it's a cute little place located in Morocco, okay, Northern Africa. Let's go. And after we booked it, we found out it's like the land of the mystics. Like, if you are into mysticism, go there, basically. And so I'm so excited to see what is tapped into on those lands, because it's feeling aligned. Oh my gosh, so crazy. I can't even believe how spot on this is. Tried to book a holiday and I'm torn, because I said to my mum I want to go somewhere the kids like, but also really want to go somewhere new to see if it feels like home for my soul. Love. I mean, you already know what to do. And sometimes the mind and the heart be like, but there is a way to attune both, you know, to really lean into all of our intelligence, because the mind is a beautiful and intelligent place too, but so is our heart, and so is our gut, okay? That sacral solar plexus energy combined, okay? The Holy Trinity, yeah? Ding, ding, ding. Full embodied spectrum of you. Get into it, clock it, tune in. Yeah, you know, you have the answer. If a physical voyage isn't possible, journey through the portal of your heart. It's almost like I knew what it was going to say. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred time or place, or perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage or body of work. Whatever your circumstances, your soul is ready to journey deep. Another activation. May seeds of light long ago planted begin to rise. I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. I want to take a moment to address that I am fully aware that sometimes the language used in these readings, in these cards, will not always resonate for everyone, and that's why I always say take what resonates, leave the rest. Discernment is yours, okay? But loosely connecting to what the card is bringing up for you, the way you interpret it is always entirely up to you. And you have to trust your perception of self, your understanding and awareness of self, to be able to connect more deeply with your voice, because your body's intelligent, okay? Whether it's thoughts, feelings, sensations, like a vibe check, a memory, an idea, a dream, like whatever it may be, those are the things that you're being called to tap into in the moment when you are listening to the reading. Thank you so much for this. You are so welcome. Honestly, I'm so glad that you are even here to receive, because it's a two-way street. Yeah. Where are you being called to journey to? And one more card. We have... Oh, it's a gorgeous one. You already know. It's a gorgeous one. Sorry, I get really excited. Oh, love it. So the third pull of the day is play. Have fun. Celebrate. Don't be so serious. What did I say though? Like, sometimes there's big words, you know, sometimes the way that we present an approach can be intimidating, but we have to remember free will. Take what's yours, leave the rest, have fucking fun. You only live once. So revel in that free will. Make it enjoyable. Play. Have fun with it. Right? There is no right or wrong way to do things. Like, there is no right or wrong. There's no specific path, is what I'm trying to say. Your journey is carved out each step at a time, based on the decisions that you make. I can feel the heat. I'm feeling the heat emanating off this card right now. Tap into your joy. Follow what lights you up. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. You are being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh. The best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Listen, serious play, if you know me, that's a freaking bag. If you aren't already following the Love is Garden, you better get into it, because the shit that we have unfolding in this space, the shit that we want to co-create with all of you, is a co-creative space. Let me just make that known for those of you who don't already know. It's gonna get fun. We are gonna get silly. We are gonna get creative, and we are going to expand and flourish simultaneously. Seriously, that's what we're about. Serious play. Like, we need to get serious about the play. Okay, you feel me? Because adults, we matter too, and our inner child is still there. Okay, so like, we need to also provide the joy that we are deserving of. Wow. Sun started beaming at me right when you said, I can feel the heat. Stop it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Can you feel the woo? We love it. We love the synchronicities. We love the magic that is flowing through right now. Oh my goodness. Spirit, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are grateful. We are thankful always. Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them. Like, even if it's bedrotting. I mean, I don't think anybody truly loves to bedrot, but I do think that our spirit and our soul and our body, like our energy body as well as our physical body, I truly believe that there is a part of us that obviously loves to do it, because we wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't, like, it's the mind. We've been programmed to not enjoy certain things. We've been programmed to believe that bed rotting is rotting. Like, we're rotting. Like, we're going stale. Like, that's not cute. I don't even know why it has that term at the end of the day. Like, we're resting, rejuvenating. That's a beautiful thing. We're recuperating. We are reassessing. We are readjusting. I don't know what other words start with re that are beautiful and aligned with the energy, because bed rotting, I know it feels like that sometimes, but I don't know if that helps any of us. I really don't. So woo. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit, and when you are your spirit, you fall into the flow with life. How do you play? What do you do to have fun? What lights you up? I encourage you to think about those things, and the first few things that come to mind, get into it. It doesn't need to be so complex. It can be cloud gazing. I mean, I love me some clouds. It can be being really dumb silly. Like, I went to the park the other day with some friends, and I just started to like jump around and chant like a crazy person, because free will. Get into it, okay? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you have come, all that you've achieved. Don't rush onto the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have some fun. Have more fun, play more, celebrate your achievements. And what a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, delicious, yummy card to land on. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I have so much to say, but also it's self-explanatory. Like, there is not much I need to say regarding this. Rest is underratedly productive, honestly. Like, I can't begin to explain to you how many times in April I had like this full structured plan, and I was like feeling the momentum. I was like, yeah, this plan is juicy, this is great, it's getting me excited. Despite all of those positive emotions around my plan and structure, despite all my energy that I had built up through the beginning of spring, I found myself having to release shame and guilt and further stagnancy when I was like, actually no, the plan's shifted and it's okay. Like, you might have a long list of emails and to-dos that you need to get to, but at the end of the day, like, life is meant to be enjoyed. So let that chill for a second, because whoever's gonna be mad at you will live. Because at the end of the day, I don't play around with stress no more. Like, we used to actually hoard stress like it was, I literally don't even know. But it's not cute, and the way people's healths be plummeting because of stress alone, and stress being hidden by other factors, is beyond me, beyond all of us. So serious play can be as simple as lazing around. You don't have to be fully energized and jumping up and down to be playing. You can just be in your brain, imagining, you know, exercising your dream capacity, your capacity to dream big and beyond, like you did when you were a child. I think it's important to spend time just mentally visualizing and what's the word I'm looking for? Using your imagination, getting creative. Just giving thanks for allowing the messages to land, and trusting that the messages that have come through will serve you, and that you received all that you were meant to receive today. So I'm just going to close that energetic channel. And before we close today's live, I just want to circle back to say that, first of all, wow, I really got carried away. Like, this whole live session, I just completely forgot about the time entirely, and I was like, hold on a minute, I have places to be, got things to do, but I just realized I'm really good, I'm so good. but that was so beautiful to just be fully here in the present and in connection and communion with you, whilst being able to share these intimate moments and spread more light and awareness. We love it. But yeah, I just want to round this up by saying April was very much a time of exploring what sustainable habits are going to lead to embodied growth. Where is it we need to call upon rest, even when we have things we need to do? We need to stop harboring guilt and shame when we have free will to shift and pivot back. If we need to do that, so be it. Absolutely fine. Let's do it. Let's enjoy the ride. Making space for softness, stillness, and emotional flow. Let me tell you, there was times where I screamed. There was times where I embraced my frustration and anger. There was times where I cussed righteously, because sometimes you just got to say fuck you and fuck off. There was times where I cried. There was times where I laughed uncontrollably, stupidly. And we're here for the whole spectrum, because remember, we are a full spectrum baddie in this bitch, okay? And we are welcoming all of you to join us in embracing your unique narrative and embracing your full spectrum baddie. Whether you are a he, she, it, they, them, z, whatever the fuck you are and how you identify, okay? You are welcome. Join the Lovers Garden. We have big things coming. We want to co-create with you. If there is ideas that you have, if you want to get on board in the co-creation process and building the foundational stages of this very juicy, delicious space, you know where to find me. Restorative care and integration. I get carried away sometimes, but you know. Restorative care and integration. How did you do that throughout April? What worked with you? What didn't? How can you adjust moving into May? I spent a lot of time with my subliminals because they really help with the sound healing and nervous system regulation. Get into it. If you ain't, get into it. Slowing down, listening to the body, always top priority. Okay? Before moving forward, before taking your next steps, before making your next decisions. So, despite not getting half of the shit I had planned done in April, I'm so okay with it, because at the end of the day, I came out of April even more revitalized, with more energy, more ideas. Like, the ideas never stopped coming through. Even though I didn't follow the plan that I had structured and planned out for myself initially, sometimes you gotta say the plan is, fuck the plan. Switch up the plan. Go back to the plan. Take 2 steps back for the plan. Whatever it is, okay? Life is meant to be fun. Have fun with it. Get creative with it. Fuck the status quo. You're cooler than that, okay? So, I'm going to love you and leave you and say, look out for our May theme. Usually, we would do the monthly theme lives every second of every month, sorry. But because April, like, Spirit has a funny way of showing you what you call in. Like, the fact that the theme was cultivating momentum, maintaining flow and consistency as energy builds whilst avoiding burnout, and like, my whole plan just had a whole 180 switch up, and that's the reason why we're here today. But you just gotta flow with it and own it, you know? And I trust that you can do that. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Today was the longest live we have done in a while, and I look forward to meeting more of you, co-creating with you, and yeah, sharing more in the future. Mwah! Peace and ciao.